Hello, welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, today for the competitive analysis series, I would like to cover Weavile upon viewer request, because I listened to you, the people, and Weavile was the Pokemon suggested me to cover. However, it took me quite a bit to cover Weavile since I have a pretty pessimistic view about Weavile. Also, my proofreader, Pachima, also has a negative view about Weavile as well. However, I'm glad that I took a bit to try to figure out how to cover Weavile because K9 XL and Zai came to the rescue, and they have some positive traits for Weavile as well. I can get to all that once I pop up the computer, which I can do right now. Get to see Weavile's stats. The tier for Weavile is OU. Its typing is Dark and Ice. Its resistances are Ghost, Ice, and Dark. And its weaknesses are Rock, Bug, Steel, and Fire. And a nasty 4x weakness to Fighting. And its immunity is Psychic, unless you're holding a ring target. If this is the case, then Psychic moves will make contact. Lastly, if your opponent uses Miracle Eye on you, then Psychic moves will make contact. Alright, and the first slide you may notice that there's a bit of a problem here. Weavile has a 4x weakness to Fighting. Why is this bad? Well, in OU, there are a fair amount of Pokemon that are commonly used in the tier, so Conkeldurr and Mininchao I see quite a bit. And the problem with seeing Conkeldurr and Mininchao is that they have fighting type moves that are pretty devastational for Weavile. Weavile does not want to be at the other end of Conkeldurr, nor Mininchao, nor Infernape. Infernape is an excellent way to counter Weavile outright. Yes, Weavile has Psycho Cut, but Infernape also has Mach Punch, which nullifies Weavile's Psycho Cut. And then you have Breloom that could have a chance to have Mach Punch. So there are so many things that can hit Weavile very hard. You need to be very careful as to how you use Weavile. Oh yeah, also one more note is that Volcarona can give a lot of trouble for Weavile, implying that Volcarona does a Quiver Dance. Weavile can't really handle Volcarona too well. And now let's go ahead and read its base stats. Its HP is 70, its attack is 120, its defense is 65, its special attack is 45, its special defense is 85, and its speed is 125. Its abilities are Pressure, so Weavile raises the foe's PP usage, and its hidden ability is Pickpocket, which steals an item when hit by another Pokemon. Alright, now let's go back to its base stats. 65 defense. That is terrible for Weavile. And special defense is 85, which is decent, but let's go ahead and go back to its typing, Dark and Ice. That's a terrible type combination defensively. Weavile really doesn't have good answers to deal with Volcarona and many other threats. Possibly Breloom if Breloom doesn't have Mach Punch, but then again Cloyster can also handle Breloom as well with Icicle Spear because most Breloom variants have Substitute. So Cloyster would be a better answer, and I know Weavile has Icicle Spear too, but Cloyster is much better at that job than Weavile is. And even though Weavile has a base 120 attack stat, keep in mind that Weavile shouldn't be a permanent solution to your problem, it should only be a temporary solution to your problem. Personally, I view Weavile more as a band-aid rather than an actual solution. Why would you want to use a Weavile? Well, you can Pursuit Track Gengar and Starmie, and you can priority the dragons. Excellent. Alright, let me go ahead and give you a few solutions for you in terms of those two issues. So Pursuit Trapping Gengar and Starmie. If you're having Gengar and Starmie issues, then here's your answer to Gengar. Scizor. Because Scizor can Pursuit and Bullet Punch. And you can hit Gengar on both sides of Gengar either switching or Gengar staying in. You can outspeed it either way. And then you have Starmie. Starmie can be handled by Jolteon. There's no real reason to carry around Weavile if Weavile's a bit more, I would say, inconvenient rather than carrying around a Jolteon, or a Gyarados that can Dragon Dance once and then outspeed Starmie and use Power Whip, and then you can knock out Starmie that way. That's a little bit more advanced, but you can do that if you want. I would say Jolteon is the quicker way to deal with Starmie. If you want a much faster way to knock out Starmie, that would be the faster way to do it. Or if you're looking for a general pursuit trapper, you can get a Tyranitar with the Choice Band, Pursuit it, Pursuit Trap Starmie, and Starmie is down and out. No problem. Then you knock out Starmie and Gengar. And not only that, but also you can have Gengar, instead of having Choice Band, you can have the Chapel Berry, which reduces the 4 times weakness to fighting type. So that way Gengar can be hit by Pursuit, and then you can knock out Gengar. And at the same time, Starmie can't really hit Tyranitar too hard, because when Tyranitar is in a sandstorm, then Tyranitar's special defense is boosted, since Tyranitar is a rock type, and rock types have their special defense boosted in a sandstorm. Alright, what I'm saying here is that they're much better solutions than carrying around a Weavile. You know, and I should mention the counterpoint, because K9, Excel, and Zai did mention some positive aspects about Weavile. It has a base 125 speed and has a base 120 attack, which is excellent because that means you don't even need to Shell Smash from the get-go. And Weavile is an excellent attacker if you set it up well. And that's all I can really say about Weavile. I appreciate K9 XL and Zai for giving me the positive perspectives for Weavile. Let's go and dive into Weavile's sets right now. So Pachma came up with 3 sets for Weavile if you want to use Weavile. And you might notice in the slide that there are 2 variants here, but that is because these 2 variants are the most common and the third one is not very common. Alright, so the first slide is the classic Weavile set. So the IVs are HP plus 25, attack is 31, its defense is plus 25, its special attack doesn't matter, its special defense plus 25 and its speed is 31. EVs are 6 HP, 22 attack, 22 speed. Its nature is Jolly, so plus speed minus special attack. Its moves are Night Slash, Pursuit, which is an egg move if you breed Weavile with either a Smeargle, if you use Sketch, Rattata, Raticate, Mankey, Primate, Paros, Umbreon, Dunsparce, Zangoose, Absol, Blitzel, Floatzel, Purloin, Liepard, Blitzel, Zeepstrika, Aru, Zarak, Emolga, Buffalant, and those are the Pokemon you can breed. I don't want to get into more detail because there are other Pokemon, but you would have to daisy chain them to make it more efficient. I'm mentioning the singular breeds you can do it for the others. Alright, Ice Shard, and then Icicle Crash or Icicle Spear. And its item is Life Orb and its ability is Pressure. I should mention that if you want to use Icicle Crash with Weavile, you can also breed that on Weavile as well. Here are the Pokemon you can breed with. You can breed Weavile with a Smeargle, Sketch is the move, or you can breed Weavile with a Fair Arctic if you want Icicle Crash. This item is Life Orb and its ability is Pressure. Alright, let me go ahead and mention Night Slash. Night Slash is a high-powered Dark-type move with a possibility of high crits. Let me just note here that Night Slash is great for Gengar and Starmie and Reuniclus, implying that you catch Reuniclus while it's at yellow health, and it's excellent for some other threats as well. And then you have Pursuit. Pursuit is good for Pursuit Trap, Gengar and Starmie, but as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, you can pull in a Pursuit Tyranitar or a Pursuit Caesar, and they can do a better job than Weavile can, because they can take more hits than Weavile can, because Weavile's paper. Pursuit trapping is when you attack a Pokemon before it switches. Then you have Ice Shard, which is a priority move, which is excellent just in case the Pokemon is at red health and you want to knock out the Pokemon. You can do that with Ice Shard. And you have Icicle Crash or Icicle Spear. Icicle Crash is a pretty hard-hitting Ice-type move, and then you have Icicle Spear. And Icicle Spear is a multi-hit Ice-type move, but I should note that Cloyster does a much better job at Icicle Spearing than Weavile does. Now you might ask me, hey Roy, how come you don't have a Focus Sash on Weavile? Well, Weavile needs the extra attack power with Life Orb. It needs the extra attack power in order to be effective, which really does make Weavile a lot more fragile than it is already. I mean, it's pretty fragile already, but you make it have Life Orb, which reduces the HP every turn, with the benefit of boosting your attack stat. Weavile is much more fragile with the classic Weavile set than it would be with a Weavile with Focus Sash, which I can get to in the third round. That is the classic Weavile set. So this Weavile is excellent at the two jobs that PokeMMO mentioned, which is Pursuit Trapping Gengar and Starmie and out-prioritizing the dragons. Then you have the Banded Weavile. The IVs are HP plus 25, its attack is 31, defense is plus 25, its special attack doesn't matter, special defense is plus 25, its speed is 31. Its EVs are 6 HP, 22 attack, 22 speed. Its nature is Jolly, so plus speed minus special attack, and its moves are Night Slash, Pursuit, which is an egg move from Smeargle if you use Sketch, Rattata, Raticate, Mankey, Primate, Tauros, Umbreon, Dunsparce, Zangoose, Absol, Blitzel, Floatzel, Purloin, Liepard, Blitzel, Zeebstrika, Zaro, Zoroark, Emolga, Buffalant, Icicle Crash, which is an egg move from either Smeargle if you use Sketch, or Bear Arctic, and Low Kick. Item is a Choice Band, and its ability is Pressure. Alright, now here's where Weavile has Low Kick, because Low Kick is excellent at handling things like Ferrothorn. However, be careful of Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn can also Gyro Ball and knock you out. I don't think Low Kick is the move that saves Weavile in a pinch. It's more of a move that is there in case you encounter something like a Ferrothorn. And now let's go ahead and talk about the not common variant. The Swords Till Death variant, which is the variant that is still there, but PokeMMO mentions that this variant destroys one of Weavile's selling points in that it cannot Pursuit Trap Gengar and Starmie, because Sword Stance replaces Pursuit. So what are the IVs on this variant? HP plus 25, attack is 31, defense is plus 25, special attack doesn't matter, special defense is plus 25, and speed is 31. EVs are 6 HP, 202 attack, 202 speed. Its nature is Jolly, so plus speed minus special attack, and its moves are Sword Stance, Night Slash, Ice Shard, and then Icicle Spear or Icicle Crash, which is an egg move from Smeargle if you use Sketch, or Bear Arctic. And then you have the item, which is a Focus Sash, and its ability is Pressure. And Focus Sash allows you to take at least one hit, so that means you won't be one hit KO'd with Weavile, implying that you get there, and then you can do Sword Stance. You know who's a lot better at this job? Cloyster, because you can have Cloyster do the exact same thing. Hold Focus Sash, Shell Smash, and then you're good to go. And you don't even need to have one hard-hitting Ice-type move in Icicle Crash. All you need is Icicle Spear, and that would be pretty intimidating. In fact, I'd be more terrified of seeing Cloyster than I would with Weavile. With Weavile, I can probably come up with a solution with Weavile if I see one in a fight and say, oh, okay, I can just hit it with the fighting type move, or I can hit it with a fire type move, or with a bug type move. I can hit it with a steel type move. I can hit it with almost anything that I have in my team. And very likely you could probably do the exact same thing too, because you probably have a fair amount of these Pokemon in your PvP team. Sword Stance is a move that boosts Weavile's attack stat by +2. I hate comparing Weavile to Cloyster, but at that point, just use Cloyster. Why do you need to use Weavile and torture yourself with thinking, you know, I really have to do Sword Stance, and I have to do this. I have to run Weavile. Unless Weavile is your favorite Pokemon and you don't want to compromise, you don't want to say, I love Weavile. Weavile is my childhood favorite. I love Weavile. Okay, in that case, you can pick one of the 3 variants that PokeMMO has, because PokeMMO knows the OU tier pretty well, as of the time of this taping. He's a part of the tier list council, so he knows a lot about the OU meta. On that note, let's go ahead and close out the computer. I wish I had more optimistic things to say about Weavile. I wish I do. There are so many things in OU that can do Weavile's function a lot better. Pursuit trapping, use a Tyranitar or a Caesar. You want Pokemon that can out-priority the Dragon types, Shell Smash Cloyster does that job quite well, and unlike Weavile, it can knock out Hydreigon in one go. So that's really good, the fact that Cloyster can do that, because some Hydreigon variants have some bulk investment. And before I sign off, let's go ahead and mention BlueNose's breeding tools, and I can show you how to use it. So, let's just say you want to type in Weavile, and let's just say you want to have Pursuit, because you're having Gengar and Starmie issues. So let's go ahead and research who has Pursuit here, and there are a lot of Pokemon that have Pursuit, so you have there. All those Pokemon. And there are all the Pokemon you can daisy chain with if you want to daisy chain. I didn't mention them in the competitive analysis video because otherwise it would make the video a lot longer. But that is how you get the Pursuit. And also Ice Cold Crash in case you want that. Feel free to search for that as well, and you can get it from Smeargle or Bear Arctic. You can also daisy chain it with Swinub, but then again, you can also breed Weavile with Smeargle directly, and you don't really need to daisy chain it. And BlueNose's breeding tool should be linked down in the description below. Let's go ahead and close out the competitive analysis. Thank you so much for watching, and for the viewer who suggested Weavile, I hope you enjoyed the content, and I'm sorry I couldn't give you a more optimistic view on Weavile. And I appreciate K9XL and Zai for giving the positive aspects for Weavile. I would like to thank Pachima for helping me proofread the script for Weavile. And this is the Roy Rogers News Channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to our channel, like the content that you see here. And this is the Roy Rogers News Channel signing off. Fast, accurate, unbiased, Roy Rogers News.